The power went out around 7:42 p.m. I remember the time because I'd just microwaved some leftover spaghetti, and the kitchen light flickered, then died. I sighed and reached for my phone. No signal, great. Then the emergency alert hit. Emergency alert, avoid all shadowed areas. Do not remain in darkness. Light is your only protection. This is not a test. I laughed at first, thought it was some kind of elaborate prank. But then I heard the scraping outside. It sounded like nails on concrete. Slow, intentional. I peeked through the blinds, and all I saw was my driveway, barely lit by the moonlight, and the long reach of the oak tree's shadow crawling across the lawn. Something moved inside that shadow, a shape thin, twitching. I turned on my phone flashlight and backed away from the window. Another alert came through. Do not attempt to interact with shadow entities. Do not let them touch you. They do not kill immediately. The temperature in the room dropped. My breath fogged up. I felt watched, like something stood just behind me, smiling with teeth that didn't belong in any human mouth. I spun around, shoving the flashlight in every direction. The shadows twisted under the beam, literally twisted, like worms in a blender. Then something lunged out from beneath the couch. It was fast, so fast I barely had time to react. It wasn't human, but it wore a human face, upside down. Its skin stretched, splitting open as it screamed with a mouth that spanned its entire torso. Dozens of fingers jointed wrong reached for me. I tripped backward, light catching its side, and it shrieked like boiling meat. Smoke curled from its limbs as the flashlight beam touched it. I scrambled up and ran into the bathroom, slamming the door behind me. I turned on every flashlight I had, laying them around me like candles. Then I cried. I don't even know how long I've been in here. The emergency alert system just updated. Do not trust the shadows. They mimic, they speak with familiar voices. Do not open the door. Someone's knocking on the bathroom door now. It's my sister's voice. But my sister's been dead for 3 years. Danny, open the door, please, it's me. No, it sounded like her. Just like her. Same rasp she had after laughing too hard. Same subtle lisp on her R's. But it couldn't be her. I pressed my back to the door, holding one of the flashlights against my chest like a crucifix. The knock came again, gentle this time. Fingernails against wood. Too many nails. Come on, Danny. You always locked yourself away when you were scared. Just like when we were kids. That memory, it was real. When I was 6, I'd hide in the closet during storms, and she'd sit outside, telling me knock-knock jokes until I came out. How would it know that? I looked at the crack beneath the door. Pure darkness on the other side. No feet, no light, just shadow. Then I saw it. Something slithering across the floor, its edges jagged and oily. The shadow itself, it was alive. It oozed under the door like smoke, but heavier, thick and slow. I panicked and grabbed one of the flashlights, jabbing the beam into the encroaching shadow. It recoiled violently. The voice on the other side screamed, not with fear, but anger. Guttural and wet, like a pig being butchered. The door shuddered. Open the door, Danny. It didn't sound like her anymore. I turned every flashlight I had on the door frame. The shrieking stopped, replaced by a low, rhythmic thumping, like someone slamming their head against the wood. Over and over. Then came silence. I sat there in the glow of half-dead batteries and breathless dread. Another alert buzzed my phone, weaker this time, like the signal itself was dying. Update, shadows are spreading. Avoid windows. Avoid reflective surfaces. Do not listen to them. They are learning your memories. My flashlight flickered. One of them went out completely. I watched the darkness in the corner stretch toward me. Just an inch, but enough to make me scramble away. I needed to get to the generator. It was in the garage. If I could make it there with enough light. The bathroom light flickered. Then it came on. I stared at the bulb, blinking. The power was back. I stood slowly, heart thudding like a drumline in my ears. The hallway was lit again, soft yellow from the ceiling light. But something felt wrong. I opened the door. Everything looked normal. The photos on the wall, the rug, my dead sister standing at the end of the hall bathed in light. She smiled. Only her eyes were wrong. They didn't blink. They didn't move. They weren't eyes at all. Just black hollow pits. She stepped forward, and every light in the house went out at once. I ran, out of the house, through the backyard, across streets that felt like graves with streetlights, flickering out one by one behind me. Everywhere I went, silence followed. Then I saw the glow ahead, Times Square. Somehow the billboards were still on. A halo of neon blues, pinks, and golds lit up the skyline like a mirage. I stumbled into the plaza, chest heaving, half sure it was a hallucination. But I wasn't alone. Bodies. Dozens of them, maybe hundreds, scattered across the pavement like discarded puppets. Their limbs bent the wrong way. Faces frozen in screams so wide their jaws had ripped clean off. Some were missing skin entirely, flayed like animals. Others, they were still twitching. The lights hadn't saved them. They'd gathered here, just like me, thinking the brightness would protect them. But it hadn't been protection. It had been a spotlight. The screens lit up at once. No ads, just darkness and whispers. Thousands of voices layered together, playing old news clips. 911 calls, lullabies. Laughter that didn't match the mouths it came from. One screen showed a woman dancing in place. Her shadow behind her not following. It was staring at her, waiting. Then I saw the center of the square. A large makeshift circle of lights, flashlights, headlights, even burning debris. In the middle of it, someone sat slumped over, motionless. I approached slowly, stepping around a man whose intestines had been pulled up through his mouth. The girl in the center had a cracked glow stick, jammed between her fingers like a crucifix. Her skin was torn, claw marks, deep gouges, like she'd been dragged through a field of broken glass. But she was breathing, barely. Her eyes shot open when I knelt beside her. "Don't turn them off," she gasped. "They want us to see what they can do." Behind me, one of the massive screens flickered again. It showed the crowd arriving here earlier, laughing, crying, holding hands. Then it cut, replayed, over and over. Only the shadows moved differently each time. They were editing the memory, playing director with real lives. Something screeched above. I looked up. The shadows were on the walls, crawling like spiders. Dozens of them, maybe more, smiling. They wanted me to find this place. They left her alive to tell me what they did. Then the lights around us started to die, one by one. The girl screamed and I grabbed her, dragging her toward the edge of the square. My flashlight flickered, then died. The last thing I heard was the sound of shadows laughing and the wet snap of bones that weren't mine.